Hi, it's Friday night, the 24th of April, and day 115 of Living the Dream. As I said this morning, which is actually Monday, the 27th of April, I'll be doing Friday's journal entry as well because I used the notes from Thursday and from Friday and from Saturday and from Sunday, and I'm doing these on Monday. Today started like every other Friday did over the last 3.5 months. I did my Win the Morning routine, and I after that routine I ate my breakfast, and then I went upstairs to get my laptop fixed. That was the goal for the day. The entire day was spent on the phone with 3 different techs, each of whom tried to get things to work right, but ultimately they were all unsuccessful. Oh man, I wasn't on the phone non-stop, of course, all day long. Once they started a new download, they would work on it, sit there, and finally they said, okay, we're going to download this. It's going to take some time, and I'll either call you back or you can call in. Well, they got off the phone and had me wait while the new programs uploaded on my laptop. And each time it would take about 45 minutes, and one took an hour, and then they'd call back to see if things were working properly. But they weren't. A few times I would call back, and that way they would connect me to another new tech from a whole different country. I think I spoke to a tech from the Philippines, and then one from India, and the last one was from South America on just today alone, Friday alone, and we didn't even get close to solving the problem. Oh man. Anyway, before I knew it, it was 5:30 in the early evening and time to do another download, and so I let it run, and then when it was done downloading, I checked my laptop to see if it worked, and it still didn't work. And so I just decided to wait to call them back in the morning, which was Saturday. Part of the problem was the fact that I certainly don't have the technical prowess to even know if they're doing what I think they know what they're doing, or even in the ballpark of what needs to be fixed. And so I've had to just sit there and allow them to do their thing, even if it takes the entire day, which it did, a second day now. But that aside, I still did my power statement I had for today, which was to see it through. And when I could, I read and I wrote down things that I thought would help me prepare for getting my website up down the road here in a month or so, while I was waiting for the techs to do their thing, or waiting for the upload or download to happen so that the problem could be fixed. Anyway, here's my to-do list for today. Here's Friday's to-do list. And the first one is get my computer fixed and up and running, check my accounts, check my emails, read a couple more chapters in my success book for the month, check the back burner list to do. Done. Bam! Got them done. So, still doing those things. I still say that today was another day of living the dream, and that's because as I faced all the impulsive emotional distractions, the IED, I think I called it something different the other day, but impulsive emotional distractions, I used my tools of success called prioritized planning. I knew going into today that my day was going to be a rough day. Another day with techs trying to help me, and I would have to wait while they worked on my laptop here and worked on my laptop there, period. It was going to be that kind of day. This prioritized planning helped keep my mind from going where human minds usually go, wherever they want, and usually it's negative. So instead, I chose the thoughts I wanted to take place over those negative thoughts that I knew would come while my mind was idle sitting there. So in other words, I had purpose in my day, even as I sat there with the text. Next is to answer Croy's Get Honest with Yourself questions. What didn't go well today, Marty? Another day, didn't get done what I wanted. What could you have done better today? I did wake up early and started strong. Did you start your morning with power? Yes, I did. Were you productive throughout your day? Reading, yes. Being patient, yes. Growing through the struggles, having that experience, yes. But productive on my laptop? No. Did you get the most important things done today? Well, I'll talk about that in a minute. Did you move your goals forward? I'll talk about that in a minute. Did you show up as the person you wanted? That I did. What about your personal time with Kathleen? Were you present? From 5:30 on, Friday night, our date night, every Friday, yes, we were together. We were both present for each other and had a wonderful evening. Now, combine all these questions together and ask this one big question. Were you honest with yourself today, Marty, about the task you were supposed to do? Did you keep your commitments you made to yourself today? Well, the fact is, the techs once again were unable to get me up and running, and that was disheartening, no question about it, but only for a moment. because I decided I would continue to just let it go and that I wouldn't look backward. Those rear mirrors are often gone. I chose to hope that I could get a good tech come tomorrow morning, that Saturday, and that he would help me get the job done. That's what my faith-filled words were all about, period. The next question Croy asked is, what's the one thing you did that made you feel successful today, Marty? Well, I felt successful when I walked out of my office after having read a chapter in my success book that I'm reading for the month of April. I felt successful that I didn't look backwards on the day, negatively. I simply looked forward to spending the evening with Kathleen. As I walked that door and shut the door in my office, I let it go, relaxing and breathing out the chaos as I sat there ready for dinner. And I felt successful that I did my routines all day, my morning routine, my movie, going to the movies, and my end of the day success routine. So yes, I felt successful today. The next question is, what movies did you watch in your mind today, Marty? Did you make time for them? Well, besides my 5 favorite movies, my going to the movies today entailed me imagining that I'd get my laptops fixed. I imagined that, so I could get on with building out my remaining lessons for the rest of lesson 10. And it's okay that I didn't get that done today because I just viewed it as a test of my personal success mentality quotient. Isn't that a nice fun thing, a success mentality quotient? I just know that I passed the test. Croy then asked, rate your day. I gave today another 10, and I feel it was another 10 because my attitude worked at the speed of 10, because it had to. And that alone made today another day of living the dream. My success mentality quotient. Oh man. The next question is, if this was the only thing you get done tomorrow, but you'd still feel like a success, what would that one thing be? And put it into a power statement for tomorrow. Well, here's what I wrote for my power statement for Saturday. See it through one more day, Marty. See it through one more day, and it'll get done this time. Tomorrow is Saturday, like I said, and I'm feeling pretty good that I'll get a tech who knows what he or she's doing. And so I'm at peace, and I simply going to end today speaking faith-filled words. I'm going to get it done. I'm going to be able to get on with it. Okay, let's end the day strong. Here's what I'm grateful for today. First of all, I'm grateful that my iPad is still working. As I finished the day up in my office, I remembered that I have an iPad downstairs to use for my routines, my movies, my internet, so many things. Because I don't have any of my work files saved on it, I don't use it for that kind of thing. I wasn't able to use it as a solution to my challenge right now, but I'm still very much grateful that I have the iPad to do so many other things. It's great. It's a lifesaver in that regard. Next, I'm grateful for the law of probability. Successful living is the artistic application used in a number of sciences. One of them has to do with the measurement of the effects of given causes. The measurement of the effects of given causes. It is probable, for example, that in success, as in all other sciences, a given idea given in a prescribed way will result in a given answer. And if all the facts were known, the results of all of these could be predicted in advance. That is what's meant by the law of probability. Potential information comes under the heading of the law of probability. It's the law of averages. It's the law of expectancy. An understanding of the law of probability is important to us in every field because it is then possible to know in advance what we can do to change results to best serve us. Our expectations will be informed. If one flips a coin into the air, boing, he may have no idea of whether it will fall a head or a tail. But if it is thrown into the air 1,000 times, the law of probability will tell him with almost absolute certainty what the result will be. There will be an average of 500 heads and an average of 500 tails. By this same law, it is possible to predict the outcome of many events in advance. For example, we know approximately how many marriages there will be next year, as well as how many divorces. We know it's about 50+%. We can predict how many people will be killed on our highways in any given period. Another one, the COVID-19 task force has been using this law of probability to build out their charts. In other words, it's all in the numbers. The law of averages is the foundation on which the entire actuarial side of the insurance industry is built. We know about how many people will die this year, right? We know what their ages will be and what the cause of their deaths will be. on an average, with a knowledge of the law of averages or probability, we can even develop effective salesmanship. Listen to that. We can even develop effective salesmanship so that we know exactly where our problem lies, such as in our marketing, our conversion percentage, etc., and what should be done about each one of them. I'll leave it at that because I think I'm going to do a podcast on the law of probability. Lastly, I'm grateful for the principle of success that says there are 3 stages to our learning. 3 stages to all learning. The first stage is simplicity. That's kind of where we live in a bubble and live in an idealistic world and whatever. The second stage is complexity. We get hit almost like an earthquake hits us when we realize when we're faced with questions we had no idea the answers for and so forth. And third is the stage of learning that says the other side of complexity. The other side of complexity. Simplicity through complexity onto the other side, which is mature simplicity once again. Coming to an understanding of these 3 stages of intellectual maturity is important for our success in business and in building a business, as it will provide us with the capacity and strength in ourselves so that we don't get stuck in either of the first 2 stages in that simplicity ideal world and get knocked off back on our heels, or we get stuck in complexity, complaining and feeling, oh man, these questions are too big, this is too much for me, I can't succeed. The principle of understanding that there are these 3 stages of our learning process, when understood, helps our 3 minds align themselves, allowing us to attract confidence, even though we don't have all the answers. To still remain confident in ourselves and in our business and in our future. It provides us the love of learning and the desire to learn all we can and still be okay with the fact that we don't know it all. We don't have to be a know-it-all. It can come gradually and we can still maintain that confidence. So there you go. Another day of fighting the battle while living the dream. I'll be back here pretty soon to do Saturday's video journal entry. You'll see me sitting right here in front of this, my laptop, telling a story of another day of living the dream while on my journey to alignment. But until then, I wish you continued success. Good night.